Here's today's top story. TSMC's 1.4 nanometers process is seeing zero progression roadblocks, as first fab nears completion, with pilot production starting as early as Q3 2027. 0 to 20%, unlikely, lacks credible sources, 21 to 40%, questionable, some concerns remain, 41 to 60%, plausible, reasonable evidence, 61 to 80%, probable, strong evidence, 81 to 100%, highly likely, multiple reliable sources, 50%, plausible. The family of TSMC's first 2 nanometers chipsets is yet to grace the industry, and the Taiwanese giant is already experiencing unprecedented advancements with its next-generation lithography, A14, or 1.4 nanometers. Previously, it was Samsung that would obtain bragging rights over introducing the first cutting-edge technology, but that title now seemingly belongs to its foundry rival, which will reportedly complete the construction of its first fabrication plant for the new process in 2027, with trial production happening shortly after. First fabrication plant reported to be completed in April 2027, with mass manufacturing of the 1.4 nanometers process starting in 2028. Construction of the new fab is currently underway at the Central Taiwan Science Park, located near Taichung. With its completion said to happen by April 2027, pilot production of the 1.4 nanometers process is scheduled to take place in the third quarter of 2027, with mass production planned for 2028. A total of 4 plants are planned solely for the purpose of 1.4 nanometers manufacturing, which isn't going to be a cheap undertaking. After all, TSMC is estimated to have injected an initial investment of a mammoth $49 billion, but the upside is that each fabrication plant could potentially generate an annual revenue of $16 billion. Unsurprisingly, Apple will want a first crack at this 1.4 nanometers node, which is why the company is said to introduce the A22 Pro on this lithography, becoming the first SoC to be mass-produced on the architecture. However, TSMC isn't the only lucrative client that it caters to, and with the AI boom comes an unyielding supply crunch, which Apple will be looking to avoid, which is why it's gravitating from 2 nanometers to 1.4 nanometers in just 2 years. Samsung has lost the race for sub-2 nm wafers, but where is TSMC's rival positioned? Up until recently, there was little motivation for Samsung to begin mass production of its 1.4 nanometers technology, also known as SF 1.4, as it was focused on the yield stabilization of various 2 nanometers iterations. However, as Intel also moves towards the sub-2 nm process, with Apple showing immense interest in this area, Samsung doesn't want to be left behind in the race. Although it'll be an entire year behind TSMC, it would have potentially addressed a great number of problems plaguing its older manufacturing processes. News source: Economic Daily News. Follow Wccftech on Google to get more of our news coverage in your feeds. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe.